Ready for you?
Yeah. Hey, dude, how are you? You know, that's what I'm saying. Good to see you.
How's it going, man?
How are you?
I'm good. That's a crazy contraption.
Oh yeah. So let's have a seat. I stole stuff from the cart out there. Do you ever steal stuff when you go to a hotel? But this is cool because it's like Bulgari. That's expensive crap.
Fancy.
Yeah. Do you want it? It's yours.
You gotta come see this one.
Okay.
I know this is not as exciting to you as it is to me, but it's just kind
Is it in the mirror?
Yeah. Have you seen that before?
No. Well, I'm so far not impressed.
Well,
Oh, there we
let's
go.
try that.
That's insane.
It's pretty cool.
Well, you know, this hotel is like literally brand new, and the first celebrity guest was Janet Jackson.
Oh well, we're in good company. It's cool, right?
That's amazing.
I think it's pretty cool. Amazing to.
Shall we do? Let's go. I don't think we should have our interview in the bathroom. That'd be really weird.
I'm not sure that thing.
So, let me start off by saying this movie was absolutely amazing.
Oh, good.
Like, really, really cool. And this is pointing at you, right? Like, you should be in the frame. You should be good. And one thing I didn't know about you is that you have a British accent. Who knew? Well, you knew.
I knew.
So how do you get rid of that when you're doing a role? How do you do that?
I've only ever really played Americans.
No, but because like right now you have your accent, let's just say you're doing a scene. How do you take it away?
I'd say I find acting really hard in general, and I'd say accent is the one thing I don't find hard.
Okay, so take it off.
Take off my accent right now?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Turn it off. Off.
It's off.
We'll talk.
What do you want me to say?
Well, talk about the film fest, like without the accent.
Without my accent?
Mm-hmm.
It's been really amazing so far. We got in yesterday, and then we leave on Tuesday.
That's
And
incredible.
We got a movie on Monday night and tonight, which is really exciting.
That is absolutely amazing.
It'll be fun.
That's awesome. So how fun was it to do this movie? Like, first of all, I gauge a movie. Like, if I like a movie, it's because I can get into it, like, right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was so into this movie. I'm like,
Oh, good.
give me a ballot. I'm ready to vote.
Oh, good. Good.
You know?
Well, that makes me so happy.
So, was it so amazing to do?
It was great to do. Yeah, it was a dream job. I mean, it was a play I was obsessed with, and a project I was obsessed with, and I couldn't believe I got to be a part of it. To be honest,
Mm-hmm.
it's those fairy tale things don't really ever happen, you know.
Yeah.
So I was just so happy to be there, and then everybody was so nice. It's a really nice group of people. I think when you work with people this good, they tend to be nice.
Well, it seems as though you pick roles, like the movies you've done, you're very selective. Like, you're really particular on what you do. Yeah. You're not just doing sort of everything, you know? So what is a movie to you that you would do? When a script is sent to you, do you have like a gauge, like a chart? If it gets 5 checks out of 10, you do it?
I think that you, I think everyone's the same. I think you basically look at who's going to be a part of it, who's making this film, who's directing the film.
And you're like George Clooney, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, do you trust the director? Do you trust are the actors you're going to be excited to work with? Is the script good? And am I going to be useful?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say those are the 3 questions I ask. It's like, will I bring anything to? Am I the right person to play this part, or is there somebody else who's better to play this part?
I mean, this is not the first time you've worked with George, so I mean that must have been a sort of deciding factor as well. You're like, okay, well, I've worked with the guy before, so
this movie is a no-brainer. I mean, this is the simplest decision. I mean, look at this group of people, look at the script, look at the filmmaker. Of course, you want to be a part of this movie.
Do you think that doing The Social Network, I guess, helped your career in sort of like having that on your resume, like a movie? Because that movie they're going to be showing in classrooms. Like, that's an educational tool.
Right.
You know, so I mean, being a part of that, I mean, that sets you for a long time.
I don't know if it has, to be honest. You know, I've been doing it for a while, and the people who make these decisions, I think, have probably got a longer sort of sense of who I am, for better or worse. You know, they've seen some of the less good films I've been in as well. So I don't know if it works that way. I haven't felt any change, to be honest, in my life at all.
Yeah.
It's nice to be in a film that people like.
Mm-hmm.
I've always, that was the big difference, I'd say, about that experience.
Well, you've never done a bomb, so congratulations on that.
But I've also been in films that, all of the films I've been in, I feel like were supposed to be very successful, and not all of them have been. And what you realise is it doesn't matter, that it doesn't really affect your judgment of the movie. Like, if Social Network hadn't worked for people, if people hadn't liked that film, I wouldn't think any less of the movie. It wouldn't affect my experience of it. It wouldn't expect the pleasure I had making that film and the pleasure I had watching it. None of that would be taken away if the movie made $4 million.
Oh, for sure.
So that, in the end, is where you place your value and investment, I think, in the process, as opposed to the results. You can't control the result.
Of course, well, yeah, obviously you do the best you can.
Your own.
When you're doing a movie like this one here, The Ides of March, when you're doing The Social Network, does it have an effect on you? For example, like you did Social Network, maybe that changes your view on Facebook. Every time you log in, you're like, wow, oh, yeah. And when you do this, maybe it changes your view on politics because you were so into your characters. And if it hasn't, after I've said that, now it will.
No, well, maybe, yeah. I think it affects you. It's more the personality of the character that you unavoidably end up sort of absorbing a little bit. I'd say more than sort of the thematic world of it. So I don't think that doing Social Network made me think about Facebook more necessarily, but it made me think. But playing that kind of person made me connect to things in myself differently. Maybe. You know? Yeah. So I think that's sort of what I take away more than maybe what the general theme of a story might be.
Okay, last two questions.
Yes.
Being in this movie here, The Ides of March, and the fact that, I mean, George Clooney is, you know, in politics in this movie, do you think that, and I know this question's been posed to him, but do you think that if he were to run, that he would win? I mean, me watching this movie, you know, I believe that he could do it really well.
I think he would win. I don't think he wants to do that. I don't think he should do that. But I think he could.
I think there's a lot less money in politics.
Well, yeah, I just don't know how. I think this movie shows that no matter how pure your intentions going into it, they end up getting absorbed into other bollocks.
Yeah.
So.
And you said bollocks. That's awesome.
So I think that I hope he doesn't do it, but I think he would. I think he would win. I think he's so brilliant.
Okay.
Such a great political mind.
Now, before we get wrapped up, I want to ask, because this is like the movie's more or less about American politics. How would a Canadian enjoy this movie?
Oh, I don't think one's enjoyment of the movie depends on your interest in politics. I think that it's a very universal story that could have taken place in any industry. It could have been the auto industry, it could have been fashion industry, the film industry, it could have been any industry. I think George chose politics because it happens to be quite a dramatic and fun environment to mess around in. It's a fun playground.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the value of the movie. I don't think that's really what the movie is about.
Yeah, because you kind of look past that. You're right. You look past that, and it's a story.
And the compromises that we make along the way.
Yeah. Okay. Now, based on me and me alone, what do you think of the Toronto Film Fest?
Based on you, I mean, it's the greatest. You're the greatest. What can I say? I mean, look at the situation. You got a bike helmet on with a flip camera on top of it. It's crazy.
Perfect.
It's nuts, but I love
Thanks, dude. That was awesome. You cool with a quick photo?
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you gonna be in it?
I hope so.
Good. Well, I'm doing it.